Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm coming at you with a amazing retro game, and it's part of one of the black box series of Nintendo games. So these were like the first series of games I think that came out when Nintendo NES came out on the shelves. And I remember seeing them in the stores. I remember seeing a bunch of these. Like I have a few now. I've picked them up through the years. Like Donkey Kong. I bought this a long time ago. Even though I had Donkey Kong Classics. Which has Donkey Kong on it. I still wanted this one for some reason. I don't know. Golf. It's got the black label. You can tell. Popeye, which I've done a video on before on comparing Popeyes and stuff like that. And Donkey Kong 3, which was one of those games I bought. I was totally unaware it even existed. And so, but this one that I'm talking about now is called Wrecking Crew, and it's interesting because I don't know how this kind of flew under my radar, and I didn't even notice it existed. I might not have seen it in the stores, or maybe I did, and I just ignored it. Now, the thing about these black label games is they're the more of the classic style arcade games. And you have to imagine when Nintendo came out, what they were pushing was games like Super Mario Brothers and Zelda and Castlevania, multi-level, bigger, much more robust games. So when you were buying games for your Nintendo, would you be wanting to pick up something like this, or would you be wanting to pick up something like The Legend of Zelda, Link 2, stuff like that? And I'm sure the young generation of the day, when I was a kid, I probably wanted more of the Super Mario Brothers. I wanted, the bigger games, the games that really show off the Nintendo's skill, and not games that are almost like playing on Atari or some of the lesser systems. So I can imagine that these games kind of took a back seat. I think these are now a little more collectible, especially if you can get them in the boxes, because I'm sure a lot of the people who bought these, they didn't keep the box, they didn't care. Perhaps the people who bought these just wanted a little bit more nostalgia. They just wanted to play some of the more classic arcade style games and not the harder typical Nintendo game. And so I think this one just kind of flew under my radar. So I learned about it not too long ago. I think like last year I actually learned about this game. And I played it a bit on the emulator just to try it out, because I was like, since when is Mario on another game? Like, I always knew him to be in Mario Brothers. Of course, Donkey Kong where he began, Super Mario Brothers, and then a ton of other games after that. But this one, I was like, I didn't know Mario was in another platform game, kind of like Mario Brothers. So I had to check it out. And so I've been wanting to pick it up for a while. I finally got my hands on a copy of the real cartridge. So, I picked it up pretty cheap. So I'm going to give this game a whirl. I've only tried it a bit. I just plugged it in to make sure it worked. And so I'm just going to go and run through a couple of levels and see how I do playing Wrecking Crew. Okay, so we got Wrecking Crew. It's kind of an interesting game. I mean, it's very arcade-like, very classic arcade-like. Let's just gotta start a one-player game on phase 1. It's just the easiest one, because I like easy. That's Mario right there. So you can see, I mean, he kind of looks like Mario. He's a weird-looking Mario in this one. All he has is a hammer, and you can't hit any of the people. You can only smash things with it, not the enemies. So, unlike in Donkey Kong, where Mario originally came from, otherwise known as Jumpman, the hammers were actually for battling against the enemies. Whereas in this, the hammer is just to destroy things. And you can bust up the stairs, you can bust up the white stairs. I don't think you can bust up those yellow stairs. And you bust up a bomb. And yeah, so there's a lot of good tricks you can pull off in this. The bomb really didn't do much there, but usually it blows up a whole bunch of things. Music's kind of simple, and the sound effects are kind of simple. So the object is to actually destroy everything that can be destroyed. Now the other thing that's strange about this game, and I guess that's part of the challenge, is that he doesn't jump. And it's kind of strange having a Mario game where Mario can't jump. Seriously, he cannot jump. All he can do is fall. Fall onto ledges. And I don't think it matters how far he falls either. I don't think he dies if he falls from the highest level. So it's kind of odd. I mean, like in Donkey Kong, he couldn't fall very much. Like he could fall like almost like maybe one platform before he would die. In this one, I mean, he can fall any platform. And same in Super Mario Brothers. He can fall as far as he wants, and he never seems to die. Unless he falls in the lava or something. Oops. So it gets challenging to know that you can't jump over anything. But that's part of this game. I mean, that's those enemies that are wandering around. You just got to avoid them. So you just got to kind of make sure you go in the right path. Now, I guess I could have just hit that bomb, and what would happen is the bomb would blow everything up. I don't think the other button does any... Oh. Oh. So I think here I need to fall down. You know what this kind of reminds me of is Donkey Kong on the Game Boy. Oh, I don't think that was the right move. Because in Donkey Kong on the Game Boy, you kind of got to go up and down these like ladders like this, and you're more or less trying to solve a puzzle. This is similar to a puzzle. I mean, it's not exactly a puzzle because really you just got to go and blow everything up. There's no real tricks to half of it, but you do have to kind of keep in mind that you don't want to destroy certain ladders and you know, areas that'll get you certain places. Whoa. Got these doors that you can go, or that the enemies come through. I don't know if you can go in though. I don't think so. No. You hit them and they open. Whee. I mean, as far as an arcade-style game, this is actually pretty fun. Like I said, I didn't realize that Mario was in a different game like this, or in a game like this at all. Uh-oh. I don't think I was supposed to go to the bottom here. Am I dead? Looks like I'm dead. Yeah. I can't get anywhere. Again, that's where the challenge comes in. It's kind of, I don't know, this kind of reminds me of a bunch of games. You know, in some way it almost reminds me of Miner 2049er. But I mean, both of those games, like Donkey Kong, Miner 2049er, they're all kind of got the same kind of platform look to them. Here's where it starts to get like a puzzle. Like you really have to figure out, which way do I go? So it doesn't look like I can get back up. Once I get to the bottom, I can't get back up in this level. So I have to make sure I fall to the right platform. It's weird that the doors don't allow you to go in or out. And of course, you can go off the screen like I've been doing. You know, just that's a pretty common thing in some of the classic arcades, like Pac-Man. Pac-Man could always exit from the left and enter through to the right of the screen, and vice versa. Whoa! So let's try a bomb. Yeah, there we go. Let the bomb do all the work. Oops. Mental note: don't stand on bomb. Oh, didn't blow it all up. Uh-oh, fireball. That's like that fireball in the Mario Brothers game. Go find the coin. Alright then. How do I... This guy's following me and he's not letting me... Okay, there we go. Guess I smash away until I find the coin. Hey, I found the coin! pretty much the levels just go on like this. They just get more and more complicated. Whoa, I guess I gotta be quick on this one. Woo, that was close. So the other thing this game has, I'm just going to reset there, is a design mode. Well, you got a two-player game too, where you go against Luigi. But this is the design mode, and I couldn't get this to work when I first got this game. But I did a little bit more cleaning, and I think now it's working. So let's give it a shot. So you got a one-player game, you got a design. Maybe I wasn't doing it right. Okay, let's see, design. So in here, I can actually just build my own level. So if I want to put these white ladder things that I was destroying, I can do that. Put a brick wall. Kind of interesting because this was kind of different for a Nintendo game. Usually you didn't get this type of thing. Like I remember a Commodore 64 game. What's it called? Robot Loader, something like that. I have to look that one up. But it had something similar where you can actually build the level. And then I can just put Mario where I want him. I don't know if that's Luigi. That's an enemy. Put an enemy there. Put an enemy there. I mean, this could be a lot of fun. Building your own level. Then you can build it and try and get your friends to play it. I guess this is a code for it. What's this do? Like I said, I didn't get this to work last time, so I'm surprised I'm working it now. Now it does have a load and save feature, but I don't think it works properly for the cartridge. I think because this game was supposed to be properly functioning on a Famicom with a disc controller. Oh, let's put a door there, a couple of doors. So yeah, I mean, I can see this being a lot of fun, especially if you design the level and then have your friend play it. So yeah, I mean, it is an interesting game. I mean, it seems like there's a lot going on. It is challenging, I can give you that much, and it's different that Mario doesn't jump. That was probably one of the biggest hurdles I felt playing this game, was that Mario doesn't jump. And that's something that's always indicative of Mario, is that he jumps. His name originally was Jumpman in Donkey Kong, so it's weird that he can't jump. In Mario Brothers he jumps, in Super Mario, every game beyond there. I mean, sure, he made his appearances in other games, like in Game Boy games and stuff. He showed up as a golfer or playing tennis and stuff like that. But I mean, this is actually like a platform style game based on Mario himself. The enemies were kind of weird, and the use of the hammer just being for, breaking things rather than stopping the barrels. Kind of weird. I mean, why is this hammer strong enough to destroy all that stuff but can't kill those eggplant looking guys? I don't know. It's one of those weird things about this game. I'm sure they could have taken Mario out of the equation, put some other character in there, repackaged it, and it would still be a great game, but it probably wouldn't have got even half as recognition as this one would have had. So I guess it did make sense to throw Mario in there. And the other thing we have to think about too is, now it looks like he's a construction worker or a carpenter or something like that, which is kind of going back to his Donkey Kong days before he was a plumber. Kind of interesting. So he's wearing a hard hat. That for sure looks like a hard hat to me. That doesn't look like his typical, whatever that hat he wears. That's not his hat. And obviously he's in a construction zone, so you're going to wear a hard hat. And the hammer is really just used to destroy things. You don't have your typical barrels coming down like you would in Donkey Kong. But otherwise, I mean, I think I had a lot of fun with this. It's a shame I couldn't figure out the level builder. I'm going to look into that a little bit more so I can see what I was doing wrong, because it looked like I was able to start building a level, but I didn't know how to save it. So I don't know. I'll look into that and see if I can figure it out. Maybe it just doesn't work. I don't know. It could be one of those things where they programmed it and it never worked properly. Like I kind of mentioned, I think this was originally on the Famicom, which is the Japanese Nintendo before we got ours. and they had a disk drive, so you can connect a disk drive to it and save files to it. I don't know if that works properly on on the cartridge, which is kind of weird because there's games like Zelda where you can save. So yeah, I don't know, whatever. Okay, well, that's Wrecking Crew. Anyways, so I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think of Wrecking Crew if you have this game, if you've ever played it before. It's a kind of interesting game, and I think if you have a Nintendo, you should probably check it out. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe to my channel. Talk to you later.